Yo, welcome to the latest edition of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. In today's episode, big noon Saturday, college football, highly anticipated matchup, the rivalry game between the Colorado Buffaloes and the Nebraska Cornhuskers has came to a conclusion, and Colorado pulled it out, 36-14. All the naysayers after week one saying that we was jumping the gun, that we needed to pump our brakes because of the win that Colorado got over TCU. We needed to slow it down. But everybody, please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications when you know when Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. I appreciate everybody in the comments. I see all your comments. I respond to all your comments. Hashtag salute. And all your comments do get read and replied to. And your comment could be featured on the episodes of the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. And like I said, you know what my mantra is? Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Also, please share the podcast. Appreciate all the support. I appreciate everything that everybody's doing. I appreciate all the feedback, the engagement, and y'all know I respond. And like I said before we get the show started, this show is sponsored by...
This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.
Once again, shout out to my man Brian Kelly and his wife over there at True Choice Insurance. You guys get with them for all your insurance needs. Visit them on the website and tell them K-Sap sent you. That website is www.truechoiceinsurance.com. Now, like I stated, big noon Saturday, Colorado Buffaloes, they're putting the college football world on notice. And we'll get right off into it. But you know what I always say, DJ, kick the beat.
Yeah. Simply Ball Dropping. What's up, family? K-Sap, we up. Ain't no stopping. I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve, making you haters believe I'm the MVP. Ask Mr. V and R&B, they do all sports, whether it's on the field or the court, from the arena to the ring. What? You want to swing? I rope a dunk like the one on this boxing thing. That's a punchline. I'm the greatest of all times. Got something on your mind? Hit us up on the line for that round table talk. Ask B Hunt and Sheena and K-Sap too, for their views on our dudes. Marriage Chronicles for you lovers. Oh, I'm married to the game. The championships, the only time I want to ring. K-Sap, the man behind the mic. Check 1, 2. It ain't a rapper till I say it's a rap. Just fall through, pull up, the hottest pot smoking. Yeah, I got you open. This freestyle brought to you by James Ford. Paid promotion. Yeah, simply ball dropping. You know what time it is. Pull up, chop it up with your family, man. K-Sap, what up?
And now, your host of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the man behind the mic, K-Sap.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my man James IV for that hot intro. Now, what it is, what it do. Colorado Buffaloes prevailed today in a great fashion, 36-14. What is Rob Parker, Jason Whitlock, and Tom Luginbill got to say now? First week against TCU, since TCU put up 42 points, y'all was bad-mouthing the defense. Deion said it. The defense had to clean a lot of things up. I don't know what goes into these post-game speeches that Deion and his coaching staff, prevails to his team. But whatever they doing, these kids believe. And Deion said it. We coming, we here. So his pre-game speeches, his locker room speeches, it must be getting through to the kids. The defense played lights out today. The start of the game, it was a defensive battle. Yeah, Shedeur started out 4 for 4, and then, the game settled in. He was getting rushed. Nebraska's defense was getting off the ball, and they was putting the pressure on him. Shedeur was sacked 7 times a day. But going into halftime, before halftime started, things started to turn around. Colorado's defense was playing lights out. They had 4 takeaways. That pick by Simon, I forgot his last name, Simon, but the guy, he picked it off, Simon Carter. That great pick off that he had, that set the tone. They got 3 points out of that. But then, things started to turn around. I don't know what kind of locker room speech Deion gave them guys at halftime, but when they came out, the first possession at halftime, Shedeur got sacked. Big play to Travis Hunter for 42 yards. Travis Hunter still out there making plays. But we got to tip our cap to Xavier Weaver. Man, Xavier Weaver was balling today, man. Xavier Weaver had like 10 catches, a $170 and a touchdown. Also, Travis Hunter had 3 receptions, 73 yards. He played damn near every snap on offense and defense, man. So, training in that high altitude and being coached by primetime Deion Sanders, because Deion Sanders into this game, everybody had concerns about, their offensive line, their defensive line, but that defensive front, they was getting to that quarterback. But some of the, plays that Jeff Sims made, it was self-inflicted. That was his problem at Georgia Tech, and that's why he transferred. But he has them same issues, man. 7 turnovers in the last 2 games. I mean, that's inexcusable, man. That's on him. I don't know if he's in his own head, but you got to tip your cap to Colorado, man. They earned it, man. They played in the trenches, and everybody had questions about that defense going into this, highly coveted rivalry game. And this is the first time, this is the most, lopsided win since 2001 that Colorado has had on Nebraska. But, like I said, Colorado got skilled players at the skill position that know how to make plays. Xavier Weavers, Dylan Edwards, Jimmy Horn Jr. It's a great story with, Jimmy Horn Jr. His dad is incarcerated, and Jimmy Horn Sr. told Deion, man, take care of my boy. And that's what Deion is doing. Deion is more than a coach. He's a father figure. And he got these kids believing. And all the national naysayers, man, that said it was only 1 game and we was getting our, in a bunch, giving Colorado too much, hype because they beat TCU, a team that, overhauled their roster. But Colorado revamped their roster too. Deion pretty much handpicked these guys, and, he's making these cats believe, and he's shutting up the haters one by one. And, going into next week against Colorado State, you looking at 3-0. You know what I'm saying? Last year they had 1 total victory. And, like I said, these playmakers that Colorado has, man, and offensive coordinators putting Deion Sanders in position to make plays. The only concern I have is, man, Colorado got to establish a running game. They got to establish a running game. And also defensively, they have a defensive backfield that they ball hawkers. They get to the ball. And you can say what you want to say about, Deion letting his kids play. Shiloh is out there making plays. He probably led the team in tackles again today. He led them in tackles last week with 10, but he has a smell for that football. He's around that football. The thing about it is, Travis Hunter, they really didn't try Travis Hunter today. So, he was able to, cruise on defense, and offensively, he made some big catches to extend some drives, especially on that 42-yard pass from Deion Sanders. And the offensive line, they held up what they were supposed to do. But, Shedeur was sacked 7 times. Sometimes some of them sacks, I put that on Shedeur. He got to throw the ball away. But, the field goal kicker, Feely, man, he's executing when he gets his opportunity, man. But Deion got these kids believing, man. And he's shutting up all the naysayers, man. That's 2 victories in 2 weeks, man. Colorado Buffaloes are 2-0, highly ranked, game that it was because it was Nebraska. That's a rivalry. That's a rivalry. That's almost like Alabama and Auburn. That's a rivalry. Florida State and Miami. That is a rivalry. And they came out and they won 36-14. The late touchdown in the game. Deion said, as a coach, we hate that, but he's so proud of his kids. But the motivational speaks that, Deion gives to these kids and, tells them, you got to believe, and these kids are believing. And, they settled down. First half, it was a tale of 2 halves, man. That second half, Deion Sanders is really threading the college football. This cat, over the last 2 games, man, he's putting up some astronomical numbers, man. In the last 2 games, he's thrown over 800 yards, and he got 6 touchdowns, and he got 1 touchdown on the ground. So, man, he is the Heisman front runner right now. So for everybody that says that this is fake news because of game 1, that they beat TCU and they gave up 42 points, and everybody said the defense ain't gonna be able to cut it, but the way it's out, and Colorado's offense still was able to find a way to dart them out. 1. So you guys, man, leave a comment down at the bottom below. I respond to all comments, man. Tell me what you think about the Colorado Buffaloes putting the sports world on notice. I mean, this is a great story for college football, but I say it's a great story overall in sports, because what Deion has done with this roster, handpicking his roster and going out there telling cats, nah, y'all thought I was joking. Nah, we here, we coming. Nah, they here, they have arrived. And it's big time. I know it's week 2, but like I said, I'm standing 10 toes down like I did after game 1, telling people that I'm impressed what I see with the Colorado Buffaloes. It's their poise, and like I said, it's their leadership from their coach and that whole coaching staff. The defense and the offense put it all together at the same time. It's going to be special. But Deion Sanders is special. He's the leading vote getter for Heisman right now. Travis Hunter had a pretty much chill game today. He didn't have to do too much. He made big plays when his number was called on offense, and that's what big time players do. But what I said, man, all these beat writers and all these people that was writing Colorado off, man, and now what are they going to say? I would like to hear what they're going to say. And the thing about it is, I want to hear from Rob Parker and Jason Whitlock and Tom Luginbill. These are the 3 guys that I want to hear from. And I'm going to be, staying on this close. I'm be combing through the internet. I'm be combing through YouTube. But right now, Deion got a sock in all their mouths. So what are they going to say now? After the win at TCU, and then now going back home, high expectations, in Boulder, Colorado, and to play the way they did and to come out victorious, it says a lot. So kudos to the Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders and the kids and the coaching staff and that whole city of Colorado, that whole state of Colorado. So the thing about it is, people got to understand, Deion is a winner. Wherever he goes, it translates to winning. And like I said before, people don't like the way Deion's doing it, but they had no problem with what Deion was doing when he first broke on the scene. Prime time, the dancing, hyping the crowd up, the high stepping from the 50-yard line, the brash ways, the jewelry, the bandana. They loved it then, but they hate it now. So guys, leave a comment down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share the podcast. And like I said, my mantra is, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.